There's a war going on in the books. Can't escape from the team. Call the morning steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover. That's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice or might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
All right, there we go. And a pleasant good morning to you, coming to you live from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam Show here for Tuesday, May the 6th. We get ready for our big sports betting day. We got 4 playoff games today, 2 in the NBA, 2 in the NHL. As we also have full Major League Baseball coverage today, including that makeup doubleheader between the Guardians and the Nationals after yesterday's rain delay and what we saw last night. Wow, big time comebacks from teams in the NBA playoffs. Wild swings there last night. Hello to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining me here on the Morning Steam Show as we get ready for our great sports betting day, including Champions League action this afternoon. We'll continue the leg between Barcelona and Inter Milan today, a second leg of the semifinal after a 3-3 draw in the first leg. And those teams get underway late this afternoon for the second game and see who advances. All right, let's see who's here in the chat and then tell you about last night's games. I'm sure you saw them, so let's see who's here. Bobby Mack is here today, and Truth Teller is back, ready for some action. Hello to Truth. Here's Cash Kane, ready to go here on our Tuesday. Hey, here is Nuki in the chat here today. Thank you to Nuke. And let's see who else is going to join us early on. We do is here as well. And he's got to catch up on the scores. It's early yet in with the baseball scores from yesterday, but let's talk first about the basketball from last night. Incredible games we saw with the New York Knicks and the Boston Celtics. Boston led by 20. Midway through the third quarter, the Celtics missed 45 three-point shots in the game. They I can't believe they were outcoached in this one to a certain extent. They just kept firing. They, were probably going to have a decent advantage trying a different strategy, trying to get inside against these guys. But the Knicks were 17 of 37, came all the way back. The Celtics eventually lose the game to the Knicks yesterday. Wow. I mean, how did it happen? You'd think that one was bad. Wait till we get the next one. But final score 108-105. Knicks win game 1. And Mitrov, he was the key player there, really, and Jalen Brunson as well. Great job by the Knicks to get that win and cover there, obviously, yesterday over the Boston Celtics in game 1 with a massive comeback there to stun the Celtics in overtime. Don't forget. And lead the series 1-0. Also, in case you missed it late night, the Denver Nuggets, Oklahoma City led by 11 points with 4:31 left in the game. Aaron Gordon hit that three-pointer with 2.8 seconds left for the win. Nikola Jokic, 42 points, 22 rebounds, 6 assists. We said, right, if a team could kind of, give Oklahoma City all the business, right? It feels like the Nuggets and Jokic, right, could turn it on at any point and all of a sudden find that championship rhythm there and the Nuggets outscored the Thunder 71-59 in the second half for that massive comeback. And again, these swings are pretty unprecedented in both these games. We'll see if those big favorites can turn around in the next game, but we saw there obviously upsets by the road teams that were massive underdogs here on Monday night. So we'll continue those series, and we'll get rolling also with our next series as well. There's game 2 in the Pacers and the Cavaliers tonight, and also the Warriors and the Wolves. We'll talk about game 1 between those two teams, but just an incredible turn of events in both games to see those underdogs come through there big time on Monday night. Let's get a few more people in the chat here, and then we'll get the show started. But just crazy, right? I don't know how it went for you guys there yesterday, but man, with Brunson and Anunoby, don't forget Anunoby's game offensively too, pretty good in that one. And Celtics just couldn't figure out why they were, we all were wondering why keep shooting these threes. It's just not working out, and they probably didn't need it. It felt like to a certain extent. So, also, SGA, pretty big game there for OKC, but Holmgren missed those consecutive shots that could have kind of sealed the game too. So he didn't have a great situation there necessarily. All right, in the NHL last night. How about the game between the Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers? The Leafs jumped out to that lead there yesterday and had to hang on for the 5-4 win yesterday. We had the winner here with the total to go over yesterday on the show. Leafs led 4-1. The big story here, Toronto's goalie Stolarz knocked out of the game with the likely concussion. There, they said he was nauseous on the bench. Nylander had 2 goals for Toronto. Leafs lead 1-0, but the big story would be whether Stolarz will be able to continue at least for the next games here. Woll did not look good, although he did come up with a few key saves late, including that pad save as they were trying that last second flurry of shots. But certainly big concern for Toronto moving forward in that series with missing Stolarz, who, well, Woll was kind of, he certainly played enough this year. It wasn't like the Leafs were strictly reliant on one goalie and then just filling in with Woll. It seemed like Woll was in there enough times, and he has a veteran, obviously, but Stolarz had been so hot here, and obviously now Toronto has questions, at least moving forward in the immediate game or two next, but no time to waste, it feels like. So big news there, but Toronto gets the win in game 1. An underdog, remember, was Toronto. All right. Also here tonight, we'll talk about the games between Carolina and Washington, Edmonton, and Vegas as they get ready to start those series as well. All right, let's get a few more friends here in the chat and try to build it up as we get a little bit of steam in the background here right now, and it is steam in that doubleheader. So let's at least touch on this because this one is game number 2, actually. I believe we're seeing some steam in the afternoon matchup between Cleveland and Washington. Some steam to the over there in that one with Ortiz and Urban. Again, a doubleheader here today. A traditional, I believe, kind of a traditional, I don't know. I think it's got to be a traditional doubleheader here today. Maybe not. There is 3:45 for the first, 3:35 for the first game, and 6:45 for the second game. So anyway, the game here, game 2 with game 2 is Lively and Lord, and this is the one taking the steam here at this hour. All right. just to make that clear. Let's get some more friends in here right now and see who else is joining us today on the show, and we'll do a little baseball. Jermaine is here as well. Hey, everyone, like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube, the fastest growing sports betting channel on YouTube. We'll be here today with our coverage also opening up this week, our MMA coverage with UFC 315 Muhammad versus Della Maddalena today with VB MMA picks at 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific as we preview the two championship fights, including Shevchenko versus Manon Fiore in the women's flyweight championship bout as well. We'll preview those fights today and BB MMA picks show today. I'll be along with BB here in about 5.5 hours. So, all right. And Celtics blew it here. Let's see. Cash Game 9 Legacy says Pacers on the spread again. And Timberwolves on the money line. All right, let's take a look here now. Go to some of the coverage with Major League Baseball last night and take a look at some of this action here with the shortened schedule, but we were able to pull off a few wins here yesterday with some of the games, including premium pick winner for me yesterday with the Dodgers and the Miami Marlins. We obviously have a problem, an Alcantara problem if you're the Miami Marlins, because he is struggling here right now. Dodgers win the game 7-4 to improve to 24-11. They've won 8 of their last 9. Freddie, a 2-run home run. Ohtani, a home run as well. It was a bullpen day. The Dodgers used 7 pitchers. It didn't matter. Although Teoscar did leave the game with a hamstring injury there. Also, we had the under in the game between the Padres and the New York Yankees, and it did stay under yesterday. 4-3, Padres get the win in wild fashion. Padres were able to get the comeback there for a 4-3 win. There were 2 rain delays. I think the one at the beginning of the game and one in the middle of the game, but Padres have won 6 in a row. Manny, a 2-run double. Bogarts had the big 2-run single in the 8th inning after Mike Schilt got ejected from the game. He threw his glasses to get in the umpire's face, and the umpire, full of ego, ran him after he ran Fernando Tatis. And I saw a lot of people on social media commenting about Fernando Tatis, criticizing him, his attitude for getting ejected in that game. He said 2 words to the home plate umpire after being called out, after swinging and missing on a 3rd strike, after the umpire had already missed 3 pitches that went against the Padres earlier in the game. Fernando Tatis said 2 words to the umpire, and social media was quick to criticize Tatis for getting ejected and the way he behaved there. You know what? That was Fernando Tatis' first ejection of his career. So those people don't know what they're talking about. But when you say 2 particular words, you're going to get ejected, probably from the game. And Padres were able to use that momentum to come all the way back. Hey, we had a winner here on the show yesterday with the Chicago Cubs over the Giants. You guys had them. I had them. Team Steam had them. Team Steam did go under in that game between the Giants and the Cubs, so we didn't get the parlay home in that win, but Happ had a 2-run home run for the Cubs, and both teams are 22-14 in that exciting series here. Final score there 9-2, though the Cubs routed the Giants. Also, we had a premium pick winner on the Milwaukee Brewers, Christian Yelich, 2-run home run in that one. And we had the winner yesterday, Mets and Arizona game, to go under last night, and it did stay under in that 5-4 win for the Mets. Pete Alonso 2-run home run, Lindor 3-run home run. The Mets are 10 games over 500. And late night, we did have the over with Seattle and the Athletics. Was 4-4 there. Late game went extra innings, got all the way up to 6-6, and the Athletics loaded the bases twice in the extra innings and finally came through with the win 7-6. All right, that's a look at Major League Baseball. Hopefully, you guys rolled a little bit. Oh, well, I'm leaving some comments up there. Let's take a look. And let's see here. Nuke says he might be fading those favorites there a little bit. Feels like you almost got to, right? All right. Hopefully we get some more folks in here today. Is this thing on? I've got 25 of you showing up here. So let's run the commercial and then see if we can't get a few more as we start our coverage today. But you can catch my plays that I just mentioned, some of the plays I just mentioned, over at winnable.com. We're expanding the menu a little bit with the playoffs here and some of the short cards. I ran some parlays, some props through the premium picks, and maybe we'll start to expand that a little bit, but you can get my best plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. Click the QR code in the lower right hand corner of the screen. That'll take you to the winnable page there, and you'll be able to subscribe to those plays. Use the promo code STEAM to save 20% off the premium pick packages over at Winnable. I'll send out a couple of updates during the day, and you can see those updates when you subscribe to my picks over at winnable.com. When you go over there, kind of looks like this, and then let me see, here I am. And you'll see me up there, and you can subscribe to the plays right here. And now that's baseball season, I've reduced the cost a little bit there, $3 for a day, and also a new 3-day package in there where you can just get it for $5. Check it out. $5 there, and then when you subscribe to it, Apple Pay, Google Pay, it comes up just like you were ordering your Taco Bell, and also have some free picks over there as well every day over at winnable.com, and it comes across your screen. It looks pretty cool there, and we had the plays from yesterday in the major leagues, for example, and they come up on your phone just like that, and you can get my plays every day there over at Winnable. Thank you very much. All right. Hopefully, we're ready to go right now. Just a couple dozen of you in here. Are our ratings going down? All right. Appreciate everyone. Joe T is in here today. And we're kind of set to go here right now with our coverage. Let's get rolling here with the NBA. And let me get the graphics here. All right, we're ready to go. It'll be game 2. It'll be game 2. How about that? Between the Pacers and the Cavaliers today, after what we saw there in game number 1, the Pacers lead 1-0 here in the series. The Pacers were able to get that win 121-112 with that upset win on the road. They won by 9 as 8.5-point dogs, and now all of a sudden, I guess the Cavaliers are mad. What would that? Their anger gives them another 1.5 favorite here today. Now there is some trends that really do point to teams that were 8.5-point favorites. I'm going to shave this a little bit, but we have seen so far today 9s out there. So let's update that. This one is not quite 10. We'll call it 9. It might be even 9.5. There's been a little bit of buyback here possibly. But some of these teams in the NBA playoffs, when they do lose as mostly as 9-point favorites, but it was 8.5 in the last game, they quite often do come back to win and cover the second game, believe it or not. In fact, 15 of the last 19 have done so. that have been basically what it is 9-point favorites in the first game, and then you lose that game, and then you're 9-point favorites again. You come back and not only win uh, almost every time, I believe, out of the I mentioned 15-4. I think out of those 19 games, it's 17-2 straight up, and 15-4 against the spread. But there looks to be a problem here with the Cavaliers. It looks like to me now. Still, it's okay. Maybe so. It's not 10, but you're still looking at basically the same spread. Like the Pacers really, despite the win, haven't closed the gap here on the Cavaliers. But I would argue the Cavaliers are hurt. It does appear apparent that, if you could say that, uh, Spider Mitchell doesn't look himself out there now. He might not officially be talking about any injuries there, but he certainly looked not sure of himself or his stability there at the end of the game, in the beginning, or after game one. And not only that, you have Garland trying to come back, from that toe injury. They said that, if it was a regular season, he'd be shut down for a week or two to try to get that toe healed. Now you have Evan Mobley. He's got an ankle turn, trying to work through it, trying to fight through it. DeAndre Hunter, he's got a hand issue here. So the Cavaliers to look like they have injuries here that are underplayed, it feels like, at this time, and it feels like it's the major deal here in this series at this point. So how will that affect the Cavaliers here today against the Pacers? And maybe that move there a little bit is somewhat related to this, but I don't know if I could see the Cavaliers, like Nuke was saying there in the chat. I don't know if you could see the Cavaliers rounding this up a little bit and coming back and blowing these guys out. They don't even look 100% at this point. Obviously, Pacers looked terrific. Like the matchup is just perfect for them almost, and they, played with a lot of heart, obviously, in that game, and had some great performances from Halliburton, from Nemhard. The guards were on fire. Siakam was strong there as well in that game. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. So let's get your pick here in this one between Indiana and Cleveland. So the Pacers, what they want to do. I mean, they thought, they want to tempo this up. That's what they did in the first game. It worked out great, right? To get a game where 233 points is a total. We went over in that game, remember? And it wasn't easy to get to the over finally. It should have been easier, it felt like, because the pace on the game was so heavy, but it did slow down quite a bit there late, but still eventually went over. Now maybe the point here being, I would think if the Pacers had that much success, they're not going to change. Nothing's going to change about the Pacers today, and it feels like the Cavaliers are having to give into this. Now, they also are, of course, a bit of an up-tempo team for sure. I mean, if you look at these two teams, Cleveland was even the higher over team between the two. They were 46 and 27 to the over as a favorite this season. So also 25 and 16 to the over at home. Indiana was 24 and 17 to the over on the road, and 21 and 9 to the over as an underdog. 8 of the last 9 Indiana road games have gone over as well. But Cleveland, interestingly, has always struggled against this Indiana team when they've met in the playoffs at home at Cleveland. Now, it's a pretty long sample. They haven't met fairly frequently, but they have failed to cover the spread in 7 straight games against Indiana at home in the playoffs. And they've also, but they have been able to win the games when coming off of a loss. So can they get there? Can they win and cover here in this one? Let's go to the chat. and see what you think here tonight with these two, Pacers and Cleveland. Like I said, it feels to me a bit like the Cavaliers have some issues. I don't know if it's even being underreported. It feels like to me they didn't even ask. Uh, they didn't even ask Mitchell about the way he was looking there at the end of the game in the post-game press conference. Totally surprising that they didn't quiz him on it or say what's wrong, why did you look like you did at the end of the game while on the court. So Indiana's gone 5-2 against the spread in their last 7 overall here. They've actually won 4 of the last 5 games against Cleveland now, so they have the series edge here continuing. Cleveland still, after the closing out that last series, they still won 4 of their last 5. 10 of the last 15 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Cleveland's gone over in 5 of 6. Indiana's gone over in 4 of 5. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here. Cleveland and Indiana today with NYC Bar. Good morning. Good morning here to Solo today. Thank you for joining me. Maybe Solo gives us his second best play today, if you know what I mean, Solo. And we got some action here. What do we got? Anything exciting in the background? How about the Milwaukee Brewers taking a little bit of steam in the background here in their game against the Baltimore Orioles today. Reportedly, Milwaukee. Milwaukee against Houston, of course. Milwaukee taking the steam here right now. They're going to be up to $1.20 or so in this one against Houston. The Brewers are getting steamed here right now. Here on the morning steam show, there were some other moves that came in a little bit early, but right here on the show right now, here's a move on the Brewers over the Astros. Okay, let's continue on and get these plays from you guys. And Cash Kane is going to lay it. NYC Bar likes the Pacers here in this one. And we do says this was way too high. He's got it 20 points too high. He's got it at 209 here. Good morning to Sports Money. Thank you for getting us prepared for another week of coverage here. Sports Money. And let's see here. NYC Bar was happy with that. Nuke says he'll take the points here in this one. Trevor Davis told me it was going to be the Maple Leafs last night. He said it. He told me. He said Maple Leafs were going to win. Well, you know what? I might have been on the Maple Leafs if anybody follows me very, very closely. And here, Pacers and the points for NYC Bar. And let's see, Action Jackson on the Pacers. Stop Geo. Good morning. Action Jackson. He doesn't think there can be. I agree with the premise that Action Jackson says here that maybe no team, but the playoffs are such a weird thing. I don't know about in this game if there'll be a blowout, but I think there still will be, and maybe that's what Action Jackson says is still close. This is in the NBA, and I think a blowout could still happen in some of these, but I don't know if it'll be this one. Like I said, right now, the way it feels right here, and we do there talking about Pacers +9. Oh, and there's Action Jackson, right? He said it right there. Cash Kane says Garland should be back today. He should. It does look like he's going to try to make this lineup again. He would be shut down temporarily if it was the regular season, but he's working to get back and try to play, and they're going to need him. But again, he does not, again, part of the health issues here right now, it feels like, for the Cavs. Robert McCormick is on the Pacers as well. Solo says, Hallie to go over in his assist prop, and Jermaine likes the over here in this one, and so do I. I've got to go over in this one. I've got to think, even though I was saying, man, it really slowed down there, and we were over in the first game, and it turned out to be kind of a squeaker. I think there were 233 points in the last game. I have a feeling there'll be more than that today, even though this is a playoff game. If the Pacers have their way. Now the Cavs, if they come with that defense and are able to at least solve the Pacers here for one day, it does feel like one of those Cavs and under, Pacers and over type of situations. NYC Bar says Pacers plus the points are a consensus play here. So, okay, that is official, and I will move to the total. I will play the total here. Maybe you get the gist of what I'm talking about with the side, but I'll take the total as my play. Like I said, 233 points last game. I think it'll go over that today. I think it will go over that. 229 and a half is the total. We know that, but I think it could be crazily enough over that today. And that was after, remember, the Cavs or the Pacers shot the lights out pretty much in that first game. Okay, it looks like you guys are done commenting. We'll move on to the next game here, but I'm going to take the over in the game between Indiana and Cleveland today. All right, we got the nighttime action here right now. Yeah, the late game here. Let's get into it with the Warriors and the Timberwolves. Wow, and after we saw here, get ready to go with the Warriors and the Timberwolves for this
final
series here. Should be exciting here with Golden State on the road. Now, like I said, maybe the we know how they're running the playoffs in the NBA. There's no reseeding or anything. So what you have here is the number 6 seed taking on the number 7 seed. Now we know the way these two teams are playing that maybe it's right. Maybe it isn't a problem, but it's still in the other bracket side of the bracket. You have the number 1 seed in the West, Oklahoma City, taking on the number 4 seed in the West and the Denver Nuggets, which makes it kind of awkward, right? Because now you have the two best teams going at it in the West, Denver, of course, with that win, and then you have the two, higher seeds, if you will, or low, whatever, the higher seeds between Minnesota and Golden State. So without the reseeding, it does make it kind of awkward. It does feel like, because you'd think that Oklahoma City would get the opportunity to face a team like Golden State, whether it's right or wrong, and whether or not that's a good matchup or a bad matchup, does make it a little bit more difficult or interesting anyway. Let's see what you guys think, though, in this one, in game one, between the Warriors here and the Timberwolves, and what you think of the matchups between some of the two teams. I would think here you got Draymond Green could be a big, big factor, right? Because he'll have to match up against Rudy Gobert and that front court with Butler and Randall in there as well. Some are going to say the size of the Timberwolves should be extremely menacing for a team like the Warriors. Like, this will not necessarily be like that first round matchup for the Warriors against Houston, that this is a little bit of a different animal the way Minnesota is going about it right now. But remember, Minnesota's still this 6 seed right here in this one. I just refer back to that a little bit because they're not taking on a world beater necessarily from the regular season. It's just that the Minnesota Timberwolves kind of look like a tough matchup in a way for the Warriors here, but who's going to doubt the Warriors kind of at this point? The way they've gone about that first series, they definitely look better than a 7 seed in knocking off number 2, Houston. So let's see how you want to play it here with Golden State having covered for the last 6 meetings, actually, against Minnesota, coming in 12 of the last 18 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but Minnesota's gone under in 8 of their last 11 games overall, and the Warriors have gone under in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. Golden State is just 3-6 against the spread in their last 9 games overall, despite the series there against Houston, where, remember, there was one game that they won and did not cover. So really, long term here, the Warriors are kind of still in that spread funk, but in the regular season, that wasn't the case. The Warriors were terrific as a road team, 24-16 against the spread, and they were also 14-11 against the spread as an underdog on the road. Meanwhile, Minnesota, we know, was one of the worst teams as a favorite, 27-36 against the spread, and they were 17-23 at home. They were a disappointment against the spread at home this season. Big time disappointment against the spread. So let's see, though, how you get it on here with these two. And again, the personnel wise, it does feel like a little bit of a mismatch here. But, you've got Curry here, of course, and Pajemski's been incredible. And remember, Buddy Hield had the incredible game as well to show that these Warriors can hit it with the guards. But you do have, obviously, the Wolves with the incredible guard duo of Conley and Edwards here. So let's go maybe to the chat and see here in this one with you guys in what you have. Robot Glock is here, and he's a member of the channel, and he's joining us on the show today. Thank you to Robot Glock. Man, it's nice to have Robot Glock in here. Long-standing member of Sports Money. Let's see what else. Do we get some more here on this? We get someone on this one. And Robot Glock says the best teams are the Nuggets and the Warriors. He says, was it menacing during the regular season with these two? Because the Warriors had the little bit of an advantage here, as we've mentioned, with that season series. They won 3 straight, actually. Here's Joe T says the Wolves will smash, and Bobby Mack is on the Warriors here. Robot Glock says Wolves at full strength, winning 1-3 against this team, and the Warriors didn't have Butler in there. And Tremaine says, give me Ant-Man, 5+ threes in this one. And Robot says, hey, you got to think about what these teams were looking at with those upsets before, right? You'd think that the Wolves are not as strong mentally, I think is what he's saying. And We Do says, I think he's got at least some WNBA preseason plays there. And he says he's out of here, but thank you. All right, and let's see. We Do says he's got it 109-92 in favor of the Wolves here tonight in a really low-scoring game. Wow, low score. And let's see, NYC Bar likes the over here, and Joe T says the fans will be booing Butler there. I mean, Butler's had so many, you forget sometimes which teams he was on. But he's been on a lot of cities. Well, not that many, but a few, certainly, of course. All right, maybe that's it for you guys. It might be time for me to make my selection here in this one. I'm going under. I'm going under for sure in this game here. I kind of wanted to make it my premium, but I want to come at you guys with a good play here in this one after I couldn't score yesterday on the show. We did have those high roller premiums over at Tony's Picks. I did roll both winners there yesterday over there at Tony's with the Knicks. We had as our premium over there, and we also had the game total over last night. So we did have a pretty good night there, like Solo was alluding to. And all right, not much there from you guys in this one. I know these games are tough in the playoffs, but I'm going to take the under here for sure. And I got it as a premium in this one. I really do like the under today, Golden State and Minnesota. I don't know if the series history here this season totally would point to an under necessarily. The first the game back and again, like Robot was alluding to, these two teams haven't even played in 4 months. They got rid of their season series relatively early. So I don't know if you can necessarily point to those games that did, for the most part, kind of go over this season. 2 of the two of the last 3 meetings. But again, like Robot said, a little bit different personnel now. This is a little bit different team, certainly, with Butler on the team. And that's it from you guys. I don't see any more comments coming in. I've got the under as my play here on the Morning Steam Show, and I like this under a lot, and I want to get a winner here on the show after yesterday. So give me the under. And I guess that's it for the NBA. Let's move on to the NHL here right now with our 2 game ones today. Oh, man. Let's go. And bring it up here with the Hurricanes taking on the Capitals in game 1. And look at this, the Hurricanes, for whatever situation here, again, a lot of disrespect here, feels like, for the Caps. The Hurricanes are favored. Maybe they have played better, I don't know, than the Caps here lately. Now, as far as I remember, the Capitals were at a pretty strong regular season, right? With their record, the Eastern Conference, #1 seed coming in here, but all of a sudden, just flip it. Just make Carolina the #1, make them the road favorite here in this series. Like, the Capitals we're just a regular season team, right? They're not ready for this. Now, the series price is Carolina -180 here, despite not having the home ice advantage. So, maybe I don't understand how the hockey works or whatever. Let's get your comments here. No, don't get me wrong. Carolina, that puck possession is totally legit, right? But for all that puck possession, do they capitalize enough? Do they have the scoring depth? It feels like, sure, those players on Carolina, are terrific. I think those guys are pretty sharp, especially at the top of the scoring that you get from Carolina with Aho and Jarvis, of course. But like I said, I don't think they run as deep necessarily here. And okay, so maybe it is a situation with Ovi here. Maybe he's not. I don't know how else to put it. Is he not going to make it through this playoff with his scoring prowess? He just was on fire again here. Yeah, we know that during the regular season he was chasing the record. Maybe there was focus on that, but didn't matter. Washington kept winning, and now all of a sudden Obi's starting to score again here in the postseason. So let's go ahead and get some picks here from you guys. And, maybe Carolina is your pick, and that's fine. But, man,
Final.
Carolina's favored here to win this series all of a sudden. Like we threw out the regular season records. I guess all those wins. Remember when Thompson couldn't even lose a game? And remember, what was he, 25-2 or whatever it was there for a while? As almost unbeatable with a string of victories. He had one for a time there. He was never losing. And for Freddie Anderson, there's questions, right? I would think there's questions here big time. Yes, it would be great to have peak Freddie Anderson, but has he ever been peak Freddie Anderson so far this season? He hasn't even been healthy a lot of the this year, right? So let's go ahead and get it from you right now. Carolina's hot. I mean, come on. They've also won 8 of the last 12 meetings between the two. Now, Carolina also 1-7 straight up in their last 8 games on the road. Washington 11-2 straight up in their last 13 games at home. 4 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under when playing here in Washington. And your comments are starting to come in. Let's check it out. All right. Robert's on the Capitals here. Cash Kane likes the Caps. Andrew G. He was having some fun there last night. All right. Oh, man, I'm missing some of your guys. Maybe I went too fast on some of that basketball, you guys. Sorry about that, Action Jackson. Here's NYC Bar. He does like the Hurricanes here. And Nuke says just because you got to take the Caps. And Andrew says they can't win. This is it for the Caps. They had a great season. And Robert says, what about, seems like the Canes, he says that they've been an underdog. I know he's saying it tongue in cheek, but it does feel like, right, with um, the Hurricanes here, I don't know if they're want to say overrated necessarily. I don't want to overrate these guys at all. I you know, have had some faith in them, but to me, like I said, Thompson, this number one, it's close. Come on, uh, $1.80 in the series. That just seems disrespectful. That the Canes, are the series favorite. They're a bigger favorite than any of the uh, 8 teams here left remaining. This is the big. This is the most lopsided of the two semifinal series. Uh, Edmonton and Vegas. We'll get to it in a moment. That's a pick 'em, and Toronto. Now we do have results so in that series, but still Toronto just $1.25 or so with the series price, and Dallas is about $1.75. It's about the same there against Winnipeg. But remember, the funny thing about that one is, if anything, Dallas is favored over Winnipeg to win that series, and they are the number 2 seed. So it's almost the same kind of. And again, they're maybe the teams have not had as much success there a little bit, or postseason, and so people are kind of fading them a little bit. All right, let's see here. That's it from you guys. Hey, I'm on the under here in this one between Carolina and Washington. That is going to be my play on the show. I'm going under 5.5 here. And let's see the total. Yeah, 5.5 over 20. And we will say right now, there's definitely a bit of a move here on Carolina. Whether or not the steam is rolling in here on the game or not, I'm not sure, but we are seeing the move here right now. I'm showing it going up to as high as $1.30 or higher at some books right now. There's a little bit of. Let's see. We do says Vegas plus Miami and Dodgers over. Is that Miami over and Dodger game? Okay, got it. And Jerry Capitals and over. And 9 Legacy Capitals money line, Edmonton money line. All right, I'm going to take the under as my pick here in this one. All right. Let's go to the next game. Looks like you guys are done there in the chat with that one. Let's go to the Oilers here against the Golden Knights here in Vegas tonight, with Picard going up against Hill in goal here in this one. And this one pretty closely rated here. Vegas is at home. They are the favorite in tonight's game. They have the home ice advantage, but this series is just a pick 'em here right now. That would kind of say that somewhere along the line, maybe Edmonton will upset the apple cart and wrestle home ice advantage away from Golden State. But from Vegas Golden Knights. But let's talk about it here between these two, because we do know that the Golden Knights, despite the fact that they'll have the home ice advantage here, and the fact that this series is a pick 'em, feels like 7 games. Feels like it should be pretty awesome here for sure. Edmonton did win the last 2 games of the series, including one a month ago, 3-2 right here in Las Vegas. But Vegas did win earlier this season a couple of games. Basically, they split. They each one at home one time, and they each one on the road one time against one another to split the 4 games here this season. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams here in Vegas have gone under, and 4 of the last 6 games overall have gone under here between these two teams. So let's see how you're going to play it in this one between Edmonton and Las Vegas. Uh, Going to the chat here right now, and I want to see what you guys have. Jerry's on the Oilers here. NYC Bar is on the Oilers here, and Robert McCormick is on the Oilers as well. Does feel like maybe the Oilers are kind of a consensus play there. I don't know if I'm maybe I'm homering it up here in this one, but I've got the Vegas Golden Knights to win in game number 1 here. And Jerry said, yep, we had that over there last night in the hockey game. And hey, I did have the Toronto Maple Leafs over there at Tony's as well, as I swept the playoff games over there. Jermaine's on the over. NYC Bar says it is a consensus play on the Oilers. So, well, it's too late. I've made my play here. I am against the team's team. Oh, no. I've got Vegas to win tonight. Yeah, they're favored. Current line here is $1.38. I just don't know. I didn't make my probably not going to make my premium there with this one just because of the price necessarily. I do rate it pretty close, and well, if anything, Vegas has been kind of going up with this line here. They open as low as $1. I want to say they open as low as $1.20, and we're seeing here right now as high as $1.40 here at some books here in Las Vegas. But on the screen here, I've listed $1.35, 6 over 20, 6 over 25 maybe, and we're even seeing some 6.5 unders here in this one. But I've got to take the Golden Knights, at least here in game 1, over the Oilers. And again, I don't feel like I'm getting the best price. I do like the Golden Knights to win, so that's why I've kind of made it my free play here. Again, Vegas, if anything, really kind of breaking it down the way you should play it. Maybe it would be a Vegas series price at $1.10 because you're getting a better price in this first game. Now, I know you got to suffer through all the entire series, but Action Jackson wouldn't bet the Oilers at this price. He's got a futures on him. I think he meant pick. I think he meant to pick him. And I also have a futures bet on the Edmonton Oilers here. So look, it's not a hedge. I took the Oilers back. I was talking about when the Oilers, remember last season at the end of the season when the Oilers were eliminated and everybody said, watch out for this team, and that's next year. And that's what I did. I ended up playing the Oilers late last season. Probably wasn't the best price, or after last season. Maybe it was right after the Stanley Cup playoffs. So not really planting my flag with the Oilers here. Just to be clear, I did end up on a future as well. So did Action Jackson. All right, it looks like that's it from you guys in the chat for the NHL playoffs. I like Vegas tonight over the Edmonton Oilers. Remember, during the regular season, everyone would talk about the Kings, and how great they are at home this season. Well, if you look at all the teams and their home ice records this season, Vegas was also very, very strong at home. They were practically, let me see, I think they were the 4th or 5th best home team this season. They are this season they are 31, 10, and 3 at home this season. Only 4 teams were better at home. Of course, LA only lost 7 games. Winnipeg only lost 7 games at home. Washington only lost 9 games at home. And Carolina only lost 9 games at home. That also shows right there. Remember, Carolina 17, 21, and 5 on the road this season. Carolina really one of the worst road teams in the league. They're down 15 units this season was Carolina Panthers. And Vegas, they were a little bit of a profitable team at home. They were 4 and 2/3 units to the good, while Edmonton was a slight loser money wise on the road, although they were 24 and 18 straight up. Okay. It's going to do it for hockey. Nobody had any other comments. Let's move to Major League Baseball right now with our big card today, 16 games. We'll start with this one. Wait, let me make sure I get it right here. Yeah, this is the first game of the doubleheader. We'll kind of go in order. We'll talk about the second game when we get to it. It's about 3 or 4 down the line here a little bit, but just with this game being 3:35 Eastern, 12:35 Pacific between Cleveland and Washington, first game of the doubleheader here with these two. And just the fact that this was yesterday's matchup, and we did give out the over. I'm not going to, deviate from that play yesterday between the two. Just want to make sure this pitching matchup is right. I do believe they're going with Ortiz and Irvin in game one. Let me know in the chat if you feel differently. But the fact that we did yesterday make this pick, in fact, I'll just to be clear, we did take the over yesterday, and we also, Ramon, took a premium pick on Washington. So it's a doubleheader. Let's move that to a free pick. Everyone will get a void yesterday anyways, so I'll do a double dipper here and go Washington and over. I'm not going to go against what we had already lined up, even with the doubleheader. Yeah, if we wanted to switch, we could. With doubleheader in play, that there could be a little bit of lineup maneuvering here, and we got the extra pitcher, of course, today for the teams. But I'll just stick with the early play and leave it at that because we don't want to confuse anybody. So we'll just make it here in game one anyway. Washington and over. That's what we were on yesterday in this matchup. And if you guys want to go ahead and make your call here in this one, go ahead. But the way we looked at it, going into yesterday, 7 of the last 10 meetings had gone over between the two teams. I did end up on Washington, though, however, in the game, despite the fact that Cleveland comes in playing pretty well. Washington also had won 2 straight coming in after beating Cincinnati. So won't talk too long on this one since we previewed it yesterday, but let's see if you guys have a pick or two here on it, and we'll see. Jerry Davis likes Irvin over in his outs, and it says Ortiz has been pretty rugged on the road here so far. And hey, everyone, like this video, subscribe, like, and share here, Sports Money. All right. And NYC VAR likes the Nationals in this one as well. Cleveland is definitely looking sharp. There's no doubt about it. You got to be pretty impressed with these guys right now and their record, 20 and 14. Nationals just 16 and 19. But Urban, the numbers aren't bad, despite the fact that a 4.01 ERA, but a 2.42 BABIP, and Ortiz Ortiz 4.78 ERA coming in. All right, there's a little bit of steam coming in right now. We're going to talk about this one here. Look, I did go here Edmonton and Vegas. We are seeing some steam. We just talked about the game moments ago, and now the total is getting steamed here for sure right now. 6.5 over. We're going over. We're not going over. I'm just saying the steam is coming in on the over here with Edmonton and VGK right now. We're seeing 6.5 juice to the over here a little bit. We know the public is pretty heavy on the over. I don't know if I'm expecting that to be the case today, but right now this total is going up here with a little bit of a move in the Edmonton Vegas game. All right, let's continue on with our baseball coverage now. Let's get to the regular schedule here tonight with the Dodgers on the road here against the Marlins after we saw the Dodgers kind of pummel them yesterday. It feels like a bit of a we know it's a mismatch, but look at this price: $2.75, maybe even $2.85. The total 9.5 here with Tony Gonsolin on the mound going for the Dodgers here. Just his second start here so far for Gonsolin. Wasn't perfect in his first start here, certainly, but was able to get the win for LA. Did have a 357 BABIP in that game, but we'll give him time here with one start. It's been Cal Quantrill that's been just a total struggle here at this point. Quantrill, 8.1 ERA in 6 starts so far, 1.8 whip and a 367 BABIP. Now that's in 6 games, so has not been good here for Cal Quantrill. Dodgers able to pummel these guys pretty much yesterday, 7-4. We did take them here and said, what can you do? You can only take one or the other, and probably going to go right back to the well. Let's see if you guys like it here. Even the run line is way up there. I think it's $1.75 or something like that. I'm going to peek at it here right now. Dodgers are minus $1.75 on the run line. But look, I really kind of limit what I give out here, and I don't know if I can even get on the Marlins here at all against this Dodgers team. I mean, I kind of want to just take the Dodgers again and just lay the run line, even if I have to lay this price. Because I do only give a few different options here on the show. Okay, let's see what we got. NYC bar is on the Dodgers on the money line. That's okay. Lay close to $3. Like I said, I don't have a problem with anyone who wants to do that. Like I said, got to have everything in your arsenal here. But oh man, this is a big price for sure. And I'll just take the Dodgers here on the run line. Look, if you want to go 2.5, that's fine too. That might be stretching it here a little bit. The Marlins have done some okay things here this season offensively. 4.4 runs per game. Jerry says this will get you down in the price. How about Dodgers score first and then win the game? Might need a little water. So give me Joe T on the over here. That's his over. Is that the F here? We didn't get a big presentation. Maybe Joe's in a hurry, but we didn't get a big presentation there from Joe saying this is the F you're under. Maybe it's just a regular old over. Robert with the over here as well. How can you not consider the over in this one? But I'll just take the Dodgers on the run line today. Give you some chalk here. They'll should be able to handle these guys right now. They haven't lost to these guys in forever, it feels like. Let's see here. We have it right now. 6 straight, 7 straight, whatever it is. Dodgers bone this team here right now, and Miami's struggling. They've lost 8 of their last 9 games overall. They're 10-20 as an underdog this season. Miami's lost 4 of their last 5 at home. 7 straight meetings between these two teams have gone over. Miami's gone over in 8 of their last 10 games overall. The Dodgers have gone over in 7 of their last 9. So let's see what's going on with the over there in the chat. All right, moving on here right now. Take a look at the Rangers taking on the Red Sox here with Nathan Eovaldi on the mound going up against Lucas Giolito here tonight with the Rangers taking on the Red Sox here. You got Eovaldi, very solid numbers so far for sure. A 2.11 ERA and a 195 batting average against, 0.77 whip. Strong numbers for Eovaldi. Just a 2-2 record in 7 starts. The Rangers have gone under in 6 of those 7 starts this season. We know the Rangers have been uh, very, very solid under, but for the most part, it's been at home. In fact, the Rangers are just 7-8 to the under on the road, but at home, they've been all about the under. 4-16 to the under at home, but they're on the road here against the Red Sox, and the Red Sox are 7-9 to the under at home here this season. Texas actually gone under in 16 of their last 20 games. Boston and Texas have gone under in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. Both teams have actually lost 4 of their last 5 games coming in, although Texas is coming in off of that 8-1 win over Seattle last time out. They had a day off yesterday, so let's go to the chat here. Boston has gone over in 8 of their last 12 overall. And I'm ready for your plays here. Giolito the Red Sox did lose Giolito's first start, but he pitched pretty well despite a 4.5 ERA in that start, 2.14 BABIP, and did get his strikeouts. Both these guys striking out 28% of the hitters so far. Eovaldi, tremendous control so far this season. Doesn't hardly walk a batter. Let's see what you guys have in this one. It's going to be Jerry likes the Rangers and the under. Luis is on the over. Cash Kane says he's got to go under here in this one. All right. Thank you to the chat. Thank you to Team Steam here with this matchup. And I, too, have got to go under here in this one with Texas and Boston. The widely reported steam did come in on the under, and there you see on the screen there, 8.5 over 20. Let me see here what. Yeah, there are certainly a lot of 9 unders actually. You can grade me at 8.5, but here's NYC Bar likes the under as well. I'm gonna go under. All right. Next up, we're going to go to game 2 here between the Guardians and the Nationals in the doubleheader today. So it's going to be a little bit tough, I know, for everybody here to make a pick. You got the road favorite here, Guardians, but in game 2, okay. Like we said, there was some widely reported steam that did come in on game 2 of the doubleheader. I'm just checking to see right now if the line is 9.5 here at this point. There we go. So we'll see when you got a doubleheader, obviously, you get to bring the extra pitcher up or whatever. These two teams, though, these two pitchers are combined 4-8 to the under so far. Lively's 1-2 with a 3.72 ERA, 2.56 batting average against. For Lord here, he's 1-3 with a 4.43 ERA and a 3.77 BABIP here in this one. So let's see how you're going to play it. Cleveland and the Nationals' second game of the doubleheader today. Like I said, a lot of people waiting too. Let's see, we do first 5 under and first 5 under full game. Dougie Wise is here. Nice to have Dougie. Says take the Dodgers today in that game against the Marlins. Luis is on Boston here. in the second game of the doubleheader. or no, I'm sorry, in the game against Texas there. Okay, I'm a little behind here a little bit. All right, so I'll make my call here in game 2. Like I said, want to reserve maybe just a little bit. We already gave out that first pick, and with the second game here, like I said, might be the waiting game a little bit. Feels like the Sharps are going to shift to Washington. Maybe they were on Cleveland early if this was going to be a single game, but maybe in the doubleheader they're looking to go the other way. I can't. I'm going to take Cleveland in game 2. They're a slight favorite, I know, but Guardians here for NYC Bar. And I think we do maybe going first 5 over here. All right. And Dougie says Dodgers, best record in baseball. He's a Dodgers fan. All right. Let's move on here. Get through that doubleheader now. Let's go to some games here. Phillies taking on the Rays. Got Zach Wheeler taking on Rasmussen here in this one. And Phillies going to be favored at this time on the road here with Wheeler, a 3.48 ERA. Drew Rasmussen, 2.64 ERA, 209 batting average against so far. Both pitchers solid, whip right around 1. Tampa Bay comes in here with the 2-game winning streak here right now. They beat the Yankees to win that series. They were off yesterday, so were the Phillies. Phillies come in after that home series win over Arizona, 2-1. So far, Wheeler, these are solid numbers for sure with a 3.48 ERA. He's striking out nearly 33% of the batters so far. Rasmussen, his numbers even better here. Does feel like 2 solid starters in this one. The Phillies favored on the road here. Phillies are 15-11 as a favorite so far. The Rays are just 9-13 here at home. Phillies, though, just 6-9 on the road so far this season. Phillies have won 6 straight meetings against Tampa Bay overall. Phillies have gone under in 9 of their last 11 games on the road. Remember, they started off 5-0, I think, on the road to the over. Tampa's gone under in 7 of their last 9 overall. Tampa struggling at home right now, though. 1-8 straight up here in their last 9 games at home. Phillies are 5-10 to the under on the road overall, but like I said, they were, what did I say, 9 under in 9 of their last 11. They were 5-1. I think they started 5-1 to the over, not what I said earlier. All right, Phillies have won 6 of their last 8 games coming in. Let's go to the chat. Feels like you guys are ready here in this one. Between Philly and Tampa Bay. Lots of comments here, it feels like. We are seeing some steam right now coming in the game between Cleveland and Washington, game number 1. We already mentioned that game number 2 took some steam to the over. Now game number 1. They're expecting runs here. This one's, we already said we're on the over, but right now that 9 is moving up to 9.5 here with Cleveland and Washington, game number 1. Right now, a little bit on the move. Here we go with plays here. Philadelphia and the Rays. Okay, here we go. I think Jerry is this game under, first 5 under. Dougie thinks the Dodgers were overrated. Or no, he says that people were saying the Dodgers were overrated. Come on, Dougie. This team is a bit, if anything, yeah, I agree. Everyone knows the Dodgers. I mean, they're so overrated. They're like off the charts. They're so overrated because they should go 162-0. This team should never lose. There's your overrated. They're right now they have 11 losses. I mean, what's their problem? They should be 35-0 right now. These guys, how do they even lose a game? Okay, here we go. Luis is on the under here. NYC Bar is on Philly. Cash King's on Philly as well. 9 Legacy likes Tampa Bay. This one feels like it's going back and forth. And what's we do saying? He likes the under here. They try to stay hot, Philly, and under in a key game. I think that's what he's saying. Yeah, Philly's dominated. Philly's won the series against these guys here for sure, right? Coming in, so. But I want to give Tampa a chance here. It's just that they don't feel like the same Tampa here, right? Is what it feels like. And let's see here. Tampa money 9. Here we go. Did I get these right? Make sure I got all these in here. 9 Legacy. There's a lot of Phillies, man. Oh man, you guys are on the Phillies. Dougie says, considering the Dodgers are dealing with several key injuries, they're not even. They should. I don't care how many injuries these guys got. They got them. They just bring in more pitchers. These guys are underachieving. How can they have 11 losses? These Dodgers, man, they're the best team of all time. Ohtani hit that home run, the hardest hit ball of the season. Man, did you see that? Okay, man, you guys are really on the Phillies here, and I don't want to get in their way. I'm going to take the under here in this one. Give me the under as my play. I don't know if it's a consensus play. There's some 9 Legacies on Tampa Bay there a little bit. Did we show the under there for Luis? Did we get them all in there, you guys? I'll move on to the next one. Dougie says the Yankees are not looking good here so far. That was a great game last night, but maybe because I was watching it with my Padres glasses. And the rain, it really was. I mean, these, the home plate umpire, he was atrocious. He was garbage. And then the fact that they were trying to get the game in before 5 innings in case it got rained out, they were trying to stretch it out so the Yankees could get their win. They were totally trying to make the Yankees win that game. But once Tatis got ejected and Schilt got ejected, the Padres got fired up. All right. Let's move on to the next one here. It is. Why wait? Padres and Michael King going here against his former team, against Clark Schmidt. Who's got the better starting pitcher here now, right? With the former Yankee, Michael King. King says that he pretty much, Aaron Judge was kind of his best friend on the team. He practically texts him every day. But he's going to have to figure out how to get him out here tonight. The Padres are on a roll here with a winning streak, 6 in a row right now. Yeah, they've had their issues against the Yankees in the past, but they're able to get that game. 8 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. Padres have gone under, and 8 of their last 11 and 5 of their last 6 on the road. The Yankees have gone under in 8 of their last 10 games at home and 4 of their last 5 overall. Yankees have dropped 4 of 5 coming in here, including 3 straight. Clark Schmidt has an ERA of 5.52 coming into this one. He hasn't been good. You know what you guys have been calling Clark Schmidt. He's 0-1 in 3 starts with a 214 batting average against a 237 BABIP, which would indicate that he's been pitching in a little bit of tough luck. But from King here, 4-1 with a 2.09 ERA and a 192 batting average against. Very solid numbers here for King coming into this one. So let's see what you have between the Padres taking on the Yankees here today. Padres are favored. Is that right? $1.15. Now let's not get carried away here, Ramon. And here we go. we're getting some comments here. We've got the Luis is on the Yankees here, and yeah, my bad here too. Merrill comes back today. I thought they were going to activate him before yesterday's game. It was part of my handicap, actually. It didn't matter with uh, the Padres winning the game there. Uh, Rodriguez did a good job there substituting him for him. Let's see. Jerry says my best bet from last night: Yankees and Padres under 4.5 versus 5, and parlay them up with the Padres +2. Nice job, Jerry. Robert is on the Padres here, and YC Bar is on the Yankees on the money line. And Jerry says first 5 under. Robert Dixon here today. Hi, Robert. He's on the Padres money line. Cash Kane, Padres. First 5 money line. Look, King is the better pitcher here, but man, these it feels like Blue wants to give the game away to the Yankees. It feels like. So I don't know. I want to go with my Padres, but I think they're. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but man, it was gross yesterday to see what they were doing there, trying to give the Yankees, Padres 23-11. The Yankees are just 19-16 coming in. Padres have a much better record. These two teams are combined 27-38 to the under so far. Of course, that awesome Padres bullpen, this team allows just 2.9 runs per game so far. It feels like a hockey goals against. Padres with that awesome bullpen, 1.68 ERA, twice as good as the Yankees, 3.25, pretty much. So, a little back and forth there. Nine Legacy says Judge to home run. The Yankees with the little money line there. All right. And, well, I hate to do it, but, man, I kind of want to play the Yankees here. And I kind of want to play the Yankees here in this game. I just think they have it out for my Padres. I'm a little skeptical. So I'm going to take the Yankees here in this one today over the Padres. I don't want to do it. All right. Next up, I'm having regret. Reds and Braves here right now, and we saw the shutout win there last night, 4-0 for the Braves. As the Reds got cooled down here a little bit. Reds have actually lost 3 straight for the Braves, and Sale, their big favorite here, 220. That doesn't feel right necessarily. I mean, he's awesome and all, but a couple left-handers going. Feels like a pretty good pitching matchup here, but with Sale, the steam did come in on the Braves here to make these guys over a $2 favorite here in this one. Chris Sale hasn't looked good really at all so far this season for Sale. Just a 4.84 ERA. Andrew Abbott has a 2.84 ERA coming in with a 179 batting average against a 220 BABIP. Meanwhile, for Sale here, he's been not great. 4.84 ERA, 387 BABIP. These are terrible numbers, of course, for these in this matchup. Get rid of some of this. Pardon me here real quick. Having a technical issue with my notes over here. There we go. Reds come in a 500 record right now. Braves are sub 500 them, right? Reds have played pretty good, and the Braves been a disappointment necessarily, right? But maybe the Braves are getting it back together. They are 10-5 at home right now. Reds 8-10 as an underdog here, but on the run line, the Reds are 10-8 as a underdog on the run line. The Braves are just 11-13 as a run line favorite, and for me, you're getting a pretty good price here on the Reds on the run line at minus $1.20 or so. I got to take the Reds in this one on the run line, overpriced here. Yeah, they got shut out yesterday, but I'm going to try him here to stay in there with Abbott. Abbott's looks very solid here. Look, he's been pretty much good since he's come to the major leagues. It feels like a real good progression for Abbott. Let's go to the chat, see what you have here with these two. And it's going to be Braves run line. Nine Legacy likes the Braves to win it and crush them. And here's Luis on the under. And Reds did lose Tyler Callahan yesterday with that injury. Broke his arm there on that bizarre on that play. So Callahan, they do lose Callahan here. Important, but they'll move on without Callahan here, who's going to be out for quite a while. All right, let's see here what you have in this one between the Reds and the Braves here today. Atlanta's won 11 of their last 16. Give them plenty of credit here. 9 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone over, although Atlanta's gone under in 6 of their last 7, including 4 of their last 5 at home. The Reds have gone under in 7 of their last 10, including 5 of their last 6 on the road. Braves on the run line also for NYC Bar. So I'm opposite the crew here, it feels like today. Let's move on here to the next one with the Giants taking on the Cubs. And the Cubs did seem to rock these guys a little bit yesterday here. 9-2, and the Cubs will be favored again here. This number is a little bit stale, actually, showing the Cubs are up to $1.55 or maybe even $1.60 here. And the total is 8.5. At under for sure, minus $1.20 or so. There we go with Verlander. This is usually by now Verlander has worked out the kinks. Sometimes Verlander hasn't even been ready, so he's making his 8th start, but he's 0-2 with a 4.38 ERA and hasn't worked out necessarily with Verlander and the Giants. You figure he can, start to come through here a little bit, but you got to wonder how much Verlander has left in the tank. He's up against Colin Ray, who, well, what can you say? We've talked about it. One of the best pitchers in the league, it feels like so far. Despite just a 2-0 record, he has 1.46 ERA. In 7 starts, he's actually done some work as he's had an opener in some of his starts here, but 223 batting average against and 278 BABIP shows that maybe he's had a little bit of luck, but the Cubs are stroking here right now and looking pretty good with their run. Cubs come in here having won 4 of their last 5 games. Giants have lost 6 of 7 on the road, and they've also lost 6 of their last 7 games here in Wrigley Field. Cubs have gone over in 11 of their last 14 games here at home overall. For the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over here, and Giants have gone over in 5 of their last 7 games overall. Verlander, Giants are just 2-5 with Verlander on the mound, and meanwhile with the Cubs, they're 4-0 in Ray's starts, and they've also looked good in his other appearances as well. Guess that's how I could put it. So let's see what you have here. The widely reported steam did come in on the over here in this one, but right now that 8.5 under 20, despite that move to the over, we're seeing right now it's dipped for sure. Maybe it's 8 over 20. I'm even seeing a little 8 flat right now at some square books. So the sharp books are a little higher than the square books. So square books are a little bit lower here. Remember, the Giants have this wild streak right now of going over as an underdog, 11-1-1 to the over as a dog so far for the Giants. Let's go to the chat and see what you have here in this one between the Giants and the Cubs. All right. Jerry had a pick in that last one there. Thank you, Jerry. Luis is on the under here. NYC Bar is on the Cubs money line. 9 legacy Cubs money line. He's got Tucker to hit a home run. And we do says the Cubs used to lose every time in the ninth inning. All right. Look, you can maybe you can grade me at 8.5. I'm gonna go over in this one with Cubs and the Giants. I think the Giants are having some issues here a little bit, and not overall. I mean, just maybe in this game in particular. Here again, just a bizarre stat to me: 11-1-1 to the over. Uh, in these games that they're an underdog right now, and the line on the Cubs continue conducting an orchestra here. The line on the Cubs continues to move higher here from 140 to 155. I know the Sharps are going to be on the under here in this game, but I'm going to take the over. The Cubs are still 12-5 to the over at home as well. So, all right. Jerry's on the over. Jermaine's on the over. I'm on the over as well here in this one. Next up is the White Sox taking on the Royals here. And you got the Royals, of course, a huge favorite. 230 here with Seth Lugo. Continues to, be a workhorse and also just pretty strong in general, right? 7 starts, a 3-3 record. Royals are 4-3 with Lugo on the mound. Royals have won 3 straight coming into this one, including yesterday's 3-0 shutout win over the White Sox. White Sox offense not going to really get going, it looks like, but they're averaging 3.5 runs per game. The Royals are averaging 3.4 runs per game. Still, the Royals at home, and it's the Royals that have. Sorry, you guys. It's the Royals that have the feeling it here today for some reason. It's the Royals that have the best, better pitching between these two, allowing just 3.3 runs per game so far. The White Sox are averaging 4.3 runs per game. I'd say that's pretty good, actually, for the White Sox. And for Burke, Burke has been pretty solid for sure so far. Sean Burke, yes, 4.91 ERA, but 245 BABIP, 238 batting average against. I want to give this guy a chance here as one to be one of those Chicago pitchers where, hey, you know what? He's pitching in Chicago. He's not going to get a lot of wins, and they're going to end up losing those games. But I feel like he's done okay. Doesn't strike out a ton of hitters yet so far, and neither does Lugo. We know Lugo's kind of a specialist of, getting these guys the ball in play. 3.07 ERA, 218 batting average against, a 233 BABIP coming in here for Lugo. For the White Sox here, they've lost 7 straight games against Kansas City. Overall, I know I keep going the well with these White Sox here, but Kansas City's hot. They've gone 6-1 in their last 7, 7-1 in their last 8 games at home. White Sox have dropped 14 of 17 on the road here, and 11 of the last 13 meetings between these two teams have gone under. The widely reported steam came in on the over here, and I'm going to switch it because it was 8.5 under, but now over is favored in this one between the White Sox and Kansas City. Let's see what you guys have in this one. And like I said, Burke has been good. Maybe this offense, though, here, Lugo continues to be pretty impressive here right now. And let's go to the chat. And we've got, I think Jermaine's on the under here in this one. Luis says Kansas City run line. Jerry says Kansas City and under. 9 legacy, Royals run line. Jerry says this Royals bullpen is heating up here all of a sudden, and they've moved into the top 5 of bullpens here right now. Man, Kansas City doing a great job. Jermaine says lay 2 runs here right now. Hey, we just had some Major League Baseball steam come in. I want to pass it along to you for sure here right now. The steam has come in on the Miami Marlins against the Dodgers. Okay, whatever. Here we're seeing the steam rolling in on Miami a little bit as a big dog. So still Dodgers going to be favored big time here, but they're down to 240 at some of the sharp books. 240 at some of the sharp books here right now. That steam goes rolling in. All right. Irish King said, hey, I was winning here in the chat. Pay attention to my plays because I was hot. All right. Let's okay, a couple more here. Royals money line for NYC Bar. I'll make my call here in this one. Shouldn't be too difficult. I got to take the Royals on the run line today. I'll try Kansas City. White Sox got shut out yesterday. I said, please make me stop taking the White Sox. I'll lay the 1.5 tonight with the Royals. All right. Next up is the Orioles taking on the Twins. Here in this one, you got Povich going up against Lopez here in this one. And Lopez, good numbers so far for Pablo Lopez so far this season for the Twins. 2.25 ERA and a 2.22 batting average against, and a whip of 1. For Povich here, a 5.16 ERA coming in, 3.06 batting average against, a 3.41. BABIP looks like a bit of a mismatch here. Still, Minnesota, pretty sizable favorite, up to $1.55 here right now. In fact, higher than that. I'm showing Minnesota's all the way up to $1.70 here at a few books. Maybe I can call it $1.65, but even that seems a bit short. Total 8.5, shaded to the over at minus $1.15 or higher here right now with these two. Let's go to some of the numbers with this matchup between the Orioles and Twins here. The Baltimore Orioles have won 10 straight games against the Minnesota Twins. That feels like a little bit of series dominance for sure, but Baltimore's struggling big time at 13-20 right now. Still, Minnesota 15-20. They're kind of struggling too, but they have won 2 straight over Boston. Remember, they won that series on the road as Minnesota's kind of heating up here. But 10 in a row is pretty hard to overlook. Still, Minnesota's won 7 of their last 8 games at home. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Baltimore's gone under, though, in 10 of their last 12 games overall, including 6 straight games on the road. So you got some dichotomy in this matchup here with these two. Let's see how you're going to play it with Baltimore taking on Minnesota here in this one today. We'll go to the chat and see what you have here with these two hurlers here. And let's take a look. Oh, we did have one other play there. NYC Bar was on the Royals. Thank you. I think we got. Oh, here, no, he's on the Twins run line here in this one to roll Baltimore right now. We do says, under in that White Sox Royals game. Thank you, we do. Twins on the run line here for 9 legacy. And under here for We Do. He's also got King of Mount Castle going under in his total bases. Jerry says Minnesota and the under. Boy, it does feel like almost a unanimous here on Minnesota. Oh boy, I kind of wanted to take. Look, baseball's different than the other sports when it comes. It feels like to series history between 2 teams, right? And these 2 teams have not met yet here this season. And more Twins run line. Wow, You guys are all over the Twins. It feels like a consensus. I might have to move to the total here. It feels like between these two right now, because I don't, So let me conclude. So baseball, series history maybe isn't used as much in baseball, but there is a little bit of something to it. Now, Baltimore's been awful to a certain extent, right? 5-11 on the road, even so far this season. So, all right, doesn't look like we're going to quite get there on a consensus from you guys, and I probably should make the call myself, but man, I want to take the Orioles here in this one, and that's what I'm going to do. Give me Baltimore in this one on the road over Minnesota. I'm taking them here tonight. Next up is the Astros taking on the Brewers. Here in this one, we've got the Astros coming in, 500 team. The Brewers are a 500 team now. Milwaukee's won 2 straight to get up to 500 here in this one, including the first game of the series here yesterday, 5-1. The Brewers were able to get the win. Hey, I did have the Brewers yesterday as my premium pick over the Astros. Maybe it was a little contrarian, I don't know, but you got today a little bit different of a situation here, it feels like, with the pitching here with Chad Patrick going for Milwaukee, although the numbers are really decent here so far, it feels like, for Chad Patrick. He's got a 1-3 record, but a 2.87 ERA and a 250 batting average against a 296 BABIP here a little bit, but for Wisniewski, 3.86 ERA, a whip of 1, a 243 batting average against here coming into this one. Wisniewski, good control for sure this season. For Milwaukee here, they've won 11 of their last 16 games at home. Houston's lost 4 of 5 coming in. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under when playing here in Milwaukee, such as yesterday's game as well. And the widely reported steam did come in on the under here. And the line currently, though, pretty much 8 flat. And yeah, the Brewers are still hanging on to favoritism here, it feels like. Houston's lost 4 of the last 6 matchups between the two teams. The Astros have also gone over in for their last 5 on the road and 7 of their last 8 games overall coming in. So let's see how you have this one here with Milwaukee and Houston here today. Let's go to the chat in this one. And what do we got? Oh, man, you guys, sorry about that. You got some more Minnesota action here. It looks like Jerry was on them. Trevor was on them. You guys are all over these Twins here. NYC Bar is on the Brewers. Luis is on the Astros here. Hello to Oldie today, stopping in, smashing the like. Joe is on Houston. 9 Legacy says Milwaukee run line. Jerry says Patrick, a young pitcher, he's a little bit due here to not have a great outing. Cash Gaines on the Astros money line. Here's Fernando. Brewers team total over. He also likes his Brewers on the run line here in this one. The widely reported steam did come in on Milwaukee here, but still, I have them listed $1.15, but maybe it's $1.20 right now. There we go. Yeah, maybe it feels like it's about $1.20 here so far with these two teams. So, all right, and I'm coming back on Milwaukee here tonight. I'm taking the Brewers again with Chad Patrick. I think he's pitched well enough here, as long as he doesn't get that blow up there that was predicted. And I would expect him not to be as good as what we've seen. I mean, his BABIP is 296 overall, but I'm going to take Milwaukee here tonight. We do says Altuve over his bases. All right, next up, it's the Pirates and Ball Skeens taking on the Cardinals here with Matthew Liberatore going in this one. Skeens a 2.74 ERA coming in. He is 3-3, a .91 WHIP, 243 BABIP. For Liberatore, the left-hander, he's 2-3 with a 3.44 ERA, 231 batting average against, a 286 BABIP, but a 9.97 WHIP is pretty good. It's the Cardinals that are heating up here. They've won 3 in a row. Impressive in those games over the Mets, and they won yesterday pretty comfortably, it felt like 6-3 over the Cardinals. And not only that, Pittsburgh here has lost 5 in a row coming in. They're 1-4 their last 5 on the road. Cardinals have won 6 of the last 7 meetings between the two teams overall coming in. The widely reported steam came in on the St. Louis Cardinals here. Believe it or not, you see the line there at minus 130 on the screen, but right now they're down to $1.15 or so. Maybe you could call it $1.20. Total here is 7 over for sure, but the move is on the cards here, giving you a little bit of discount on schemes, but problem here is mostly the fact the Pirates offense is what's being questioned. 3.3 runs per game coming in right now, and the Cardinals have had a decent offense all season. 4.6 runs per game. That's down from where they were a little while ago, but nonetheless, they've done a nice job here offensively, despite the fact that just 17-29 overall in Pittsburgh, this dismal record of 12-24. Even with Paul Skeens on the mound, it feels a little bit sketchy, right? And I'm going to take the Cardinals myself to get another win. Skeens can pitch well, and it just seems like it all ends up blowing up in the end. Pirates are 3-4 with Skeens on the mound so far. Now, Cardinals are 2-4 with Liberatore. So that should be noted as well. But the Pirates are already down over 12.5 units so far this season. Cardinals are 21-13 to the over here this season. And Pirates come in here. Let me get their number on these totals here right now. Over in 6 of their last 9 coming in. 8 of the last 12 meetings between the two teams have gone under, although St. Louis has gone over in 5 of their last 6 at home. Your comments here, and Pirates money line here for 9 Legacy. Luis is on the cards. NYC Bar is on the cards. Spoon says, oh, he's back on that other game. St. Patrick struggles with all those righty bats at the Astros. Will line up against them here. He has Houston in this one. And Jerry says Cardinals here. Fernando's leading the under, but here's Irish King. He likes Cardinals today. Spoon says St. Louis with that doubleheader against the Mets that they are. This one, it looks like a tarp here with people wanting to fade Skeens. You're getting Skeens at a discount here for sure. And Spoon says you got to take a look here at some of these numbers for the Pirates. They've had some good contact here for sure against these St. Louis Cardinals coming in. He says that to take a look at some of those numbers of some of these guys like Brian Reynolds for sure here. You got Joey Bart. Well, I don't know, Spoons. I'm looking at it here. Reynolds not 4 for 9. Hayes 2 for 13. Cruz O'Neill 1 for 9. McCutcheon 1 for 9. Pham 1 for 9. Bart 1 for 6. Frazier 1 for 5. So I don't know if I'm feeling it like you were saying on that one anyway. And I think that's it. I'm sticking with the Cardinals here in this one. Let's move on With hey, look, this game is more interesting than you think. It feels like here with Jackson Job going here in this one, right? Interestingly, Job, 3.38 ERA, and I'm a Dolander guy here at this point. Now the numbers aren't good. I do like what I see from Dolander. Don't want to read you his numbers because I can't sell it on you. 6.48 ERA and a 294 BABIP and a 1.5 WHIP, but he's going to be learning on the job here this season with the Rockies for sure. Rockies are back to another losing streak. They've lost 3 straight. For the Tigers, they come in here pretty hot right now. They're coming in off the win, of course, yesterday, 4-2 over the Rockies here. Or, I'm sorry, the Rockies. No, they were off yesterday, right? They were both off yesterday, getting ready for this series. Okay, here we go. Now I've regrouped. The line, though, here, Tigers at 170, yeah, for the most part, and the total 10 under 25. In fact, we're seeing some 9.5s here right now as this one continues to kind of move lower. I'll call it 9.5 over 25 at this point. So for Job, everybody's liking this guy so far, man. 2-0 with 3.38 ERA, 212 batting average against, and 212 BABIP. The Tigers are 5-0 with Job. They're coming in off that series over the Angels, of course, so they've won 3 of 4 games, including smacking them down 13-1 on Sunday. Smashed them. Colorado just lost 3 straight or 3 of 4, but 3 straight to San Francisco coming in. But right now, Tigers 14-4 as a favorite. Can't give you anything on Colorado, really. Everything is about the losses at this point. They've lost 17 of 20 coming in. Tigers have won 4 last 5 meetings between the two teams. 4 last 6 meetings have gone over. Colorado's gone under in 5 straight at home. They've been a solid under overall as well. 11-22 to the under so far this season, but the Tigers are 12-7 to the over, including 4 of their last 5 games on the road to the over and 6 of their last 7 overall coming into this one. So how are you going to play it here with the Tigers on the road? They took the steam here a little bit, up to $1.75 right now. And I'll go to the chat. I know this one's going to probably be pretty overwhelming, even the most optimistic of Rockies fans are going to have a hard time, I'm sure, finding a way to get to Colorado here. But let's see how you have it in this one today. And I'll go to the chat. Let's see what we got. We've got maybe the under here for NYC Bar. Luis is on the Tigers on the run line. And Spoon says Liberatore got rocked by the Pirates earlier this year. And let's see here. We do talking Nat Paulskeen's game a little bit. Here we go with 9 Legacy says Tigers minus 3.5 here in this one. All right. And Jerry says Rockies first 5. Take a shot here with that one. And Jerry says 186 against him in 62 at bats. Let's see. Is he talking this game here with no, he can't be talking this game with Job and Dollander because of the inexperience of these two pitchers here, right? So, okay, anyway, let me get my pick together here in this one between the Tigers and the Rockies here. Man, these Tigers are fun at this point. 22-13, man, they just have been getting the improvement just keeps going here right now, and that is really terrific. Now, no one wants to give these Rockies a chance at all.
Final.
So to me, it kind of still feels like a discount, even though, back in the day, maybe laying something with the Tigers on I'm going to take them. I'm taking the Tigers here on the run line. Why not? $1.70 feels a little bit light the way things are going now. I know it's hard. Even I, can come in on the Rockies sometime, but I don't think I can do it here. Tigers are -1.5 at -115 or so. It looks like I'm going to take the Tigers on the run line. Call me square. All right, Blue Jays and the Angels here with Jose Berrios on the mound going up against Tyler Anderson. And I think we actually have a pitching change, I think, here, right, with Berrios.
Final.
Going to be, oh man, this is bad news here. Jose Urania is going to be on the mound here, it looks like, for the Blue Jays. Now, I don't think Urania's looked too good here so far this season, but we know the Angels have been just so weak here right now as well. They completely fallen into a slide here, losing 8 of their last 9 games overall. 7 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but the Angels have gone over in 5 of their last 6. Toronto's gone over in 4 of their last 6, although they've gone under in 5 of their last 6 on the road. Toronto has won 7 straight games against the Angels coming into this one. But let's see here. I want to see what we could figure out here with this pitching situation a little bit here. That kind of caught me by surprise, actually. But all right. We'll just see maybe here. Man, Urania just does not feel great. And they were also, I think Lauer was in line here as well. All right. I don't want to delay very much longer here, but Blue Jays are definitely having some issues in the pitching department here right now. I mean, having to sign Urania just feels like a bit of a stretch here at this point, but let's go to the chat here a little bit and see what you have. See what I have here right now. Okay. Sorry, fam. Let's go to the your picks in the chat. Okay, and we've got Nuke says there it is. But Luis is on the Jays here. 9 Legacy is on the Angels here. And this one hard to get on them, but here's NYC Bar on the Blue Jays here. And let's see who else. Urania, yeah, it just feels like his career was over, right? I don't even know if he can deal anymore. Jerry. All right. And let's see here. Spoon says, it says players on different teams. He's talking about that Pirates game still. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah, we do talking about it there with the pitching there with Scherzer going on the disabled list as well. So here's Robert on the Jays in this one. I'm going over here in this one with Toronto and the Angels tonight. Give me the over here in this one. All right, a few more here and we'll wrap up the show. And it's going to be the Mets taking on the Diamondbacks here with Drew Peterson taking the mound, going up against Zach Gallen. Gallen with a 4.93 ERA. So far this season hasn't been great for sure. Let me get to my... Okay, here we go. For Gallen here, 1.3 whip, 218 batting average against a 216 BABIP coming into this one. Of course, yesterday we saw Mets win this one 5-4. Remember, the two teams just met back in New York, where Arizona took 2 of 3, but the Mets were able to get that win last night. A pretty good ball game. Mets, of course, rocking here right now, 23-13. Diamondbacks hanging in there, 18-17 in that tough division, but both teams pretty strong offensively, right? Diamondbacks averaging more than 5 runs per game. The Mets are averaging 4.8 runs per game, but the Mets pitching's been so good, 3.2 runs per game allowed, and it's really been mostly the starters. Bullpen's good, 3.18. Coming in, the Mets have won 12 of their last 18 overall. They've won 13 of 19 against the Diamondbacks overall here, but Arizona's lost 8 of 12 coming into this one. And 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under, but the Mets have gone over in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. But get this, the Mets as an underdog, which they still are last time I checked. They are 0-9 to the under as an underdog coming into this one. Will they move to a favorite? It feels like the line is actually moving in the direction of Arizona here between these two teams. So still, the Mets were able to get that win there yesterday. And so let's see how you guys have it in the chat. Thank you for joining me here, everybody, today on the show. Okay, here we go. Oh, Jerry was on the Angels there. Sorry, I missed that one. Okay, NYC Bar likes the Mets on the money line here. Luis is on the Mets as well. 9 Legacy says, I'm going to try the Diamondbacks on the run line today. Jerry says, Diamondbacks first 5. Can't go full game because the Diamondbacks got a little bit deep in that bullpen yesterday. And Arizona's bullpen hasn't been too good, right? Here's Irish King on the Diamondbacks here. And man, you talk about these Mets, and they just continue to roll here right now. So good are these Mets, aren't they? Give me the Mets here in this one. I'm going to try them again here on the road against Arizona. One more here today. And it's going to be the Mariners and the Athletics. You got Hancock coming in here against Springs, and the A's are favored. Is that right? Yes, they are still favored at $1.15. The total 9 over here in this one. Now, the widely reported steam did come in on the over, but it looks like the move here is a little bit on the under with these two right now at 9 over 15 in this one. Okay, even after what we saw yesterday, the A's got that wild win, right? It was 4-4 there. A's took the lead early. As Seattle came back to tie it. Seattle took the lead. The A's came back. Then they got close down there in the end to win extra innings. Seattle got their run. The A's got their run. They had the bases loaded, nobody out. I think they struck out or got out of it there anyway in the bottom of the 10th. Went to the 11th inning, right? And what happened? Seattle did not score. The A's then loaded the bases, and they did not fail. That time it's got the 7-6 win there last night. Yeah, they've struggled here in this park, but man, the A's playing pretty good. 20-16 here right now. How's my 55-1 shot looking here for the A's? Futures bet to win the American League. Yeah, it's going to be the A's and the Yankees probably in the American League Championship Series. Now, look, I don't think I was throwing the money away. I did expect improvement from the A's. I don't know if I was expecting this so far. I'm sure they'll come back down to earth. The A's are 8-4 as a favorite so far this season. They're fun, man. They're fun, but except when they're striking out the bases loaded. But right now, the A's have lost 7 of the last 10 games against Seattle overall. A's have won 5 of 6 coming into this one. And for Seattle here, they've won 6 of 8. Man, their offense looks good. Cal Raleigh smacking the ball. And the Mariners averaging 5.1 runs per game so far this season. And they're also allowing just 4.3 runs per game. Hancock, 4 starts, 6.62 ERA, 404 BABIP. These are bad numbers for sure. These two pitchers are combined to go 9-1-1 to the over so far this season. For Springs, a left-hander, 4.98 ERA, 262 BABIP coming into this one. And let's see how you want to play it with Seattle taking on the Athletics here today. Athletics. All right, let's go to the chat. And this is it. This is it for the show, you guys. Thank you, everybody. All right, Athletics money line, Red Sox money line. Jerry Davis says A's first 5. Same thing. The A's bullpen not in a good position here. NYC Bar likes Seattle here in this one. And Spoon says Hancock is a better pitcher than people are giving him credit for here. Springs has some control issues for sure. Robert says give him the A's on the money line. Fernando's on the over. And Spoon says he wants Seattle here because the A's are getting 80% of the money so far. Yeah, you can't like that because who are the A's really? I love this A's team right now. Pretty happy, pretty impressed with them. But it does feel like Seattle should be the much better team long-term here for sure this season. They better get it going here right now. But, man, the A's have been fun so far. And to be just one game behind them in the standings, that is pretty impressive. But I agree with Spoons here. I think Seattle is the better team right now still. And, man, was sitting on pins and needles there, it felt like last night with the bet on the A's, and it was a bigger sweat than I needed it to be. So give me Seattle here in this one. And that's going to do it for the Morning Steam show, everybody. Thank you. Let's take a look real quick. Barcelona and Inter Milan today. The score is 3-3 right now between Barca and Inter in this one. And that is the Champions League game today. And no pick here in this one. I think I'm saving it for the paywall here, possibly, or maybe on Winnable, but just want to let everybody know this big soccer match today in the Champions League at 3 Eastern and noon Pacific time, as we will get one of our 2 finalists for the Champions League final, and of course they'll play either Arsenal or PSG. All right. You can get my best plays today over at winnable.com/Ramon. get my top plays from my sports money premiums here today. Check me out over at winnable.com. I got some free plays over there. Send the golf out as well here in a couple of days or tomorrow, and have a great sports betting week. Get 1 to 5 updates from me every day. I've got a new price point with baseball season. Get 3 days for just $5, or save 56 cents a day when you subscribe for a month by using the promo code STEAM over there at winnable.com. Let's get ready to do the drawing. I don't even know if we had a consensus play today. I think we had one. So let's just do it just in case. I'll go back and take a look. Maybe like I said, I thought there was one other one in there, but man, we missed Thomas, don't we? Okay, here we go with the drawing today. Thank you, everybody. There we go. How many do we have? Only 25 again today, huh? All right. Fernando. Thank you, Fernando. Enters different at home, and they'll try to keep it a low-scoring game, he says. Thank you. Okay, here comes the drawing. Joseph, Trevor, Andrew, Sports Money, Truth Teller, Dougie Wise, Luis, Jermaine, Old E, Action Jackson, and it is Jerry Davis. Jerry Davis deserves to win with us. All the great comments he gives us as well. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Leave a comment in the chat, Mike says. Give me your best bet in the comments. Woo! Look at that. And thank you, everybody. Thank you to Sports Money as well. Don't forget also today we do have VB MMA picks. We'll have the coverage here of UFC 315, Muhammad versus Della Maddalena. UFC 315 VB MMA Picks is brought to you by SXBet. SX.bet, the world's largest blockchain betting exchange. We'll preview that main event, welterweight championship between champ Bilal Muhammad against Jack Della Maddalena. Maddalena's won 17 straight professional fights. Bilal Muhammad has won 10 straight professional fights. Also, the flyweight championship with the ladies and the legend, Valentina Shevchenko, the two-time champion of the division, going up against Manuel Ferro. In that one, Ferro has never lost in the UFC. So a good flyweight championship out there. So we'll take a look at those two championship fights on VB MMA Picks today at 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific, here on the Sports Money Network. Really appreciate everybody joining me here today on the show. And Fernando says, Inter will score first. Thanks, everybody. Be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. More morning steam. We'll preview the action in basketball and hockey and baseball. Don't forget, Mikey Money joins you here today as well, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. Mikey gets you ready for the nighttime action. Join him here on Pre-Gaming on the Sports Money Network. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. So long.
Cash, then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the morning steam. What? Ramon Scott, sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.